Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to New Forest Morphs and a happy new year to everybody. It's good to be back. We've been really busy this week. I do apologise if everyone was expecting a few more videos, but the business and my main business has been going bananas, working long hours just to try and get on top of the tax returns that I'm putting out for a lot of clients. So we will get back into daily blogs as soon as we get through our busy period. But it is Saturday morning and I just thought I'd show you my beautiful girl Fern. Here she is. She's one of our babies from 2020. She's about 1,000 grams and she's absolutely stunning. She's a perfect example of a Fire 100% Het Clown, which brightens her up even more. Her mother was Flame and she gave us a lovely clutch, and we've got I think 5 babies from her first ever clutch, and this is one of the babies that's now sub-adult. So we've got super exciting plans for this girl. She'll be going into our clown fire projects. And you can see she's an absolute beauty. See how beautiful she is? She's got the head stamp of a fire. You can see that little patch on her head? That's what you normally get from a fire gene. And she's obviously showing an interest in the camera. And let's see if I can show you her patterns off. You can see how the Het Clown influence brightens her up. But she is a perfect example of a fire. And her mother's a beautiful fire. So we're so grateful to have such quality genes. So here she is. So that's one of our snakes I was going to show you today. So today we're going to be talking about an update on our baby hatchlings. The ones I'm going to be focusing on are the ones that were given to us this year, and each of them have a slight disability, and we've been nurturing them and assist feeding them. They're now all taken by themselves. I'm going to give you an update on that clutch and just show you how they're doing as part of our caring and socialisation side of our channel. And I hope everyone's enjoying their snakes and giving them lots of love. They certainly give us a lot of love back, and you can see how this little girl here, Fern, is growing really well, and she's a beautiful, beautiful snake. I do have another 2020 sub-adult I was going to show you today, and that one I'll show you. I'll just put this girl back and I'll bring out the other one. So that's Fern, and she is 100% Het Clown, and I reckon she'll be ready in the next 12 months. So she's about 1,000. So let me bring out another one. Let's just put her back. There we go. Thank you, Fern, for spending a few minutes with us today. I hope you enjoyed your little bit of enrichment and your little bit of playing with us. She is a beautiful snake, isn't she lovely? Right, we slip you back. She doesn't want to go back. You see, it's interesting. She wants to stay with me. She doesn't want to go back in her rub. So maybe we'll put you around my neck and see if you want to stay a bit longer. And then we'll play with another snake. She definitely wants to stay with me. It's interesting behaviour. She doesn't want to go back to her rub, she wants to play. So here we've got another girl that we bred in the same period. Her name is Iffy. And if I show you her, she likes to explore as well. And there she is. So it's going to be fun having 2 snakes on me. But there you go, this is Iffy, and she's a pied girl. We're not sure whether she's carrying cinnamon and whether she's carrying yellow belly, but we're going to try and prove her out. She is a beautiful, beautiful animal. So there we go, that is Iffy. I think Fern wants to go back now, so I'll slip Fern back. Okay, here we go, girl. You want to go back? Let's see if you'll go back. Right, I'll try and put her back again. Let's see what happens when I try and put her back. Right, there you go, darling. There you go. Can you find your way back? Okay, so she's gently going back into hide. She's had a nice bit of socialisation time, showing no signs of nervous movement, no signs of anxiety. I think she enjoyed that. She enjoyed having a little bit of exercise with me, and I enjoyed spending some time with her, and that's part and parcel of building up really positive relationships with your snakes. Spending time with them is really important, and I can't underestimate the importance of doing that. You're probably wondering what this t-shirt's all about, by the way, because I am also a fisherman and I have a fishing channel under my name, Paul Greenacre, and if you enjoy some fishing, please jump onto that channel as well and enjoy my other YouTube channel. I've got about 3,000 followers, and we put out a couple of videos of the 2 salmon. Well, Jared and I both caught 2 salmon each last year, and I tend to put them out because the salmon season is on its way, and we'll be fly fishing in February, and we're really looking forward to it. So please come and join us if you're into your salmon fishing. Also, for my new year, I launched a third channel where I'm focusing on my spiritual beliefs as well. Coming from a very committed, devoted Christian, I've decided to share the gospel of Jesus Christ on another channel. So it's all happening here, and we've also got tonight, I'll go into more detail, we're launching our live show here on this channel, where we'll be doing our very first live show called Snake Take, and I will explain a bit more at the end of this video, but please come and join us. If you're living in the UK, it will be going out at 10 PM, and if you're based in the US, I think it goes out at around about 3 PM on, I think it's called, I'm trying to remember the Eastern Standard Time, I think it's called, in the USA. So please do join with us, and we're going to have a lot of fun. Be some entertainment, there'll be some really good discussion, and my guests will come on the show, and what they'll do is they'll explain. It's called Snake Take for a reason, because the idea is they'll be able to show off their snakes like I'm showing off my snakes. They can bring them out of their facility and show some of the morphs that their projects they're doing. So here we go. Isn't she lovely? And she's enjoying spending some time with me. It's so lovely to have this social connection with our snakes, and I think my personal feeling is I think these animals have a much stronger bond than perhaps we realise. And I know there are many breeders with different views out there, and we have to respect each other's views, but my experience in my facility is that these animals are incredibly friendly as we spend time with them, and they love spending time with us. There are some that prefer not to spend time, and you've got to be sensitive to that, and it's picking up the vibe. But on the whole, I'm finding the majority of our snakes, and I think it's because they've been socialised from hatchlings, where Emily particularly has been using them to help her heal and for her to bond with these snakes. She's actually blessed us with much more docile snakes, so when we go to them, they're often not in a nervous state, and you can actually bring them out of the facility, and they enjoy to explore. So we're very blessed and lucky, and we've got really good ambient temperatures, we've got really good ambient humidity. We can spend as much time as we like in here because the temperatures and humidity doesn't restrict us from coming in here regularly. And I think that's a really fine balance, isn't it, between getting your humidity right so you're enjoying it, but also making it good enough for your snakes. Which leads me on to my other point I wanted to make today, is that we're still staying with the fogger and the ambient humidity and the temperatures, and we are then supplementing any animals we think need extra humidity by actually either spraying down their rubs, providing extra substrate, being sensitive to the needs of the individual snakes. So I think that's the approach we're taking for 2022. We're super excited about the breeding season coming, and tonight on the show we'll be talking about breeding tips, talking about troubleshooting, some of the real issues. Most of the people that are coming on the show are been in the hobby for about 1 or 2 years, a bit like myself. So I've related really well to them, they to me, because we're both on a very similar journey. So anyone out there that's perhaps beginning out their journey and wants to connect with other like-minded people that are going through a learning curve and learning how to keep these amazing animals, I think you'll find it very relevant. And I also think that maybe more established breeders can also see what we're experiencing coming into the hobby, because I think that can be very helpful as well. I think we always need to be humble. I've always been taught the more we know, the more we realise how much we don't know. And I think humility as part of mentoring is a very important part of the hobby. So as we help each other, we show humility, we acknowledge when we've got it wrong, we hold our ground when we believe we're right, but we do it in a nice way. There's no need to become overly aggressive or overly, what's the word? I think as we express ourselves, it's very important to know that we might have differences of opinion, but it's important also not to fall out with one another. And I think there is that temptation sometimes when we disagree strongly. It's very easy to fall away from each other, and I think that's a sad thing, because relationships are very important, and it's learning to live alongside each other with different views is a really important part of this channel. So anyway, so that's that one. So there's our beautiful girl. We're hoping that she's a cinnamon. We're hoping that she's also carrying yellow belly, and again she's about 1200 grams, so she'll probably go for next season, and we'll just carry on nurturing her, building her up, and we'll slip her back. And I think now we're just going to have a quick look at those baby hatchlings I promised you, just an update on how the purple passions are doing as well, bearing in mind that we found one of our purple passions about 10 days ago. The good news is that she or he is eating and starting to put on weight. All the hatchlings seem to be doing really well, but we'll just slip this snake back and then we'll give you an update on those hatchlings, and then I'll come back and just give you a little summary of the live show coming on tonight and what we're planning for the next 2 months. So let's just slip this one back. There you go, Iffy. So she's had some nice time. She's slipping back in nicely now. And she's absolutely chill. She's enjoyed her little bit of time out. And what I'll do is I will actually just wash my hands now. I'll take you down to giving you just a little bit more of a sneak preview of my guest for tonight. And I'll show you who that is. So here we have, let me just zoom in a bit, there we go. Proper Royals, Adam, who has live shows as well, and I was on his live show, I think it was only about 3 weeks ago. It was just before Christmas, or just after Christmas, and had a wonderful time with him. I've been on 2 live shows. If I go through some of the other people that will be joining me, so we've got Jeremy, as you can see, at War for Morphs. He'll be joining me, I think, next week on our live show, so I'll introduce you to Jeremy. And then over here we've also got, well, you can see there's my show with Adam. He invited me and his guest, and if you want to catch up and see what we discussed, then you can go to his channel and have a look at that. And you can see Adam has got a nice balance between live chats and shows, and he shares off his clown breeding projects. You've got his other guest here, GP Snakes, which is Gershon, who I was on his live session, I think it was last week. I was on his show and really enjoyed being on his show. Gershon really got me into this, and then I was building a relationship with Adam, and I saw Adam was thriving on it. I'm loving it, and I'm hoping that if we get the technology right tonight, it will go well. We're looking forward to this part of the channel. And you can see here, 10k to start his collection, ball python equipment upgrades, Proper Roars live, and then we can see that evening I think he did a live session with Angel Caro Reptiles. So you get to meet lots of new exciting and interesting breeders all the way along the way. And if Adam doesn't have a guest, he still does a live show, which is interesting. So there we go. And this is another good live show that I saw the other day, which was actually with Levian, I think it's called Levian Snakes, and that will be Stephen and Courtney. And they're going to be joining us in February, hopefully. So that'll be nice to get to know them. And who else have we got here? Let's just work our way through. There are some wonderful people. There's Kai from Lucas Landon Royals, and it'd be lovely to have Kai come and join us on our show, maybe in February if he's available. We could do that. Another experienced breeder, a lot of great looking snakes, a lovely guy to get to know. And we'll leave it there for now. Let's get back to those hatchlings, but it'd be wonderful if you can join us 10 PM tonight UK time, 3 PM I believe it'll be in Eastern Standard Time in the US. And let's just see if I can just show you Adam's Proper Royals logo. Go give him some love. He's just broken through the 900 subscribers. He's working towards that magical 1,000. Please go and give him some love. We very much appreciate that. Let's have a look at some snakes. Right, I've washed my hands. Let's work our way down and let's see what we can see how these baby hatchlings are doing. Let's have a little sneak preview of the I think we'll have a look at the purple passions first. Now we're blessed with 3 purple passions, and let's see how they're doing. So here's the first one. You see, they love their hides. So he or she's in there. I wonder whether I can just... Now they haven't been socialised very much at all, so they might be a little bit striky, but we find that with all of our snakes, virtually. Most hatchlings have that disposition initially not to trust us and to be protective. But with gentle handling, as you can see what we've done with my other hatchlings, they become very docile snakes if we want them to be. And it's our choice. Some people like fiery snakes and don't handle them very much, which is their choice. But I love to get to know the personality of my snakes, and I think as long as you do it carefully and you do it gently over time, I think we can definitely tame these snakes to make them more domesticated, and we won't spend too much time. So that's the first one. We'll just let them settle, and then we'll just have a look at the other two. Now this is the escapee. Now interestingly enough, the escapee is behind everything, and he or she took her first meal this week, which was great. So even though it did actually escape for 3 days, it doesn't seem to have affected its feeding responses. It's probably had more handling than the other two. But there you go, there's the second purple passion. And as they shed out, I'm told that they get more beautiful as they get going. And here we have our third purple passion. Let's have a look and see how this one's doing. So there you go, 3 purple passions, all growing nicely, all putting on good weight, and we'll just leave them in peace. I don't like to spend too much time with brand new hatchlings until we socialise them and get them gently socialised. So it is a slow, steady process, but these are the 4 that I'd like to show you just how beautifully they're doing, and say these are the ones that have come to us with disabilities. We love them dearly. Emily's been spending time nurturing them, and it's helped her as well, and we just love to see the underdog or the undersnake progressing and doing well, and just how beautiful they are. Let's just show you how beautiful these animals are. We'll start with this one, which is a cinnamon. It's a cinnamon, beautiful, beautiful cinnamon. I mean, just look at the colours and the patterns on its back. So this is a cinnamon pied, and we're not even sure whether it's a boy or girl because we haven't sexed them yet, which you might think is crazy, but we don't believe in sexing too young. We like to let the animals get established. We like to see them putting on some size, and then we'll sex them once we're ready. But they were quite small, these animals, because obviously their deformities affected their growth. This one doesn't look deformed, but if I was to show you the shark mouth underneath, he has got a slight shark mouth. But it took 8 weeks to assist feed him, and then eventually started eating by himself. And now Jared feeds these hatchlings every week, and they are taking rat fluffs, and they are rolling on the prey. They're actually wrapping the prey and taking it down by themselves. All 4 of them now are no longer assist feeding. So there we go. So that is quite amazing. Now what I'm going to do is leave him in his hide and show you his intense colours briefly in the light box. Now you'll notice that I've gently eased him into the light so he doesn't get shocked. And you'll see that if I can home in on the colours, you can just see how beautiful he is. Quite unusual to get 3 patches on his back as a cinnamon pied. Absolutely beautiful. So we won't give him too much time in there, we'll slip him back, but just wanted to show you those intensity of colours. I say, I think as long as you do this gently, you can see he's not freaked out, he's not fleeing. I think you just got to approach the light box very carefully if you use the light box. So there's number 1. And now the next one we're going to show is Rusty, who's completely blind. She's a stunningly beautiful animal. We love her very much. And you might wonder why she doesn't use a hide. Oh, obviously she's blind, so we might think, why do we give her a hide? She does use it. She likes the physical security of being around something. She can feel it. But there she is, and she's putting on really good weight. And she was a difficult one to get feeding. But again, she's absolutely stunning. She has got a little bit of shark mouth, but on the whole you can just see her main disability is her eyes, but she's compensating with her other senses. So she now senses her prey item, strikes using her heat pits, and then she wraps, and then she swallows all by herself. So when you do have a clutch that's got disabilities, they do need extra love and attention, but they also give lots of love and attention back, and we like to help them out, and it's actually a privilege to be able to have them in our collection. And I'm just going to show you her colours in the light box. You can see how she looks. So there we go. You can probably hear outside it's chucking it with rain, and good time to be breeding. And just an update on the breeding, we got 1 out of the 4 that locked this week. The other 2 were, we could smell sperm in 1, so we've probably got 2. I didn't see the visual lock, so we've probably got 2 out of 4, which is not bad for the having that long break and getting through the storm damage. We've got to gently ease them back into breeding, but it was good to get a 50% success rate on our first return back to breeding. And I think that next time we breed, we're hoping that we'll get slightly higher percentages and rebuild the rhythm of the room. So there you go. There she is. That's Rusty. And I think Jared did sex her, and it's a girl, this one. And she is beautiful. Very easy to handle. Very soft, very docile, very relaxed. At peace. So let's have a look at the other 2 before we call it a wrap. And these all from the same clutch. And this one is another cinnamon pied. And I think this one is a boy. Jared sexed this one. Let's see how this one's doing. Again, it's got slight shark mouth. Other than that, perfect in every other respect. Let's just see how this one's doing. So there we go. Again, you can see putting on good weight, getting over 100 grams. They would have been born around about 30-35 grams, so they're doing really well to put on 3 times their body weight. And again, they're taking rat fluffs. Really beautiful. So there we go. Now that one's just about to going into shed, so we won't disturb that one. So this is again, sensitivity when they're in shed. I tend not to handle the snakes. I try to leave them alone and just let them go through their process. We still do daily inspections, but we try to do minimum fussing. Now over here, this is the clutch, which is quite an incredible animal, because I think this one had the biggest problem with the overbite. Now if I can just pull it out, see, oh dear me, you can see that the shells are warping a little bit. And here we go, let's just see how this one's doing. So again, look at the size of it. Now this was about 30 grams when it came out, and it's over 100 now, so you can see that they're all doing really well. This is a beautiful example of another Cinny Pied. We haven't sexed it yet, but we should probably sex him and see how he or she is doing. But you can see, enjoying his space, enjoying his rub. And of course we check temperatures every day as well to make sure that the temps are all working well. But again, pretty chilled snake. He is now striking by himself, and he's feeding nicely. And you can see he's pretty chilled. And looks like he wants to go back into his hide. But we'll just show you how beautiful he is. If I zoom on his neck patterns, how beautiful is that? What a beauty. And that's outside the light box. And look, he's quite inquisitive. So they're quite docile. There's no heavy panting. There's no I want to flee. Quite relaxed, quite chilled. And I think part of that is because they've been extra nurtured as hatchlings. They've had extra assist feeds because of their disabilities, and we've bonded with them and they've bonded with us. And there you have nice, slow, steady movements. They're not phased by us. And there's the final example of our beautiful cinnamon clutch. I hope you enjoyed that little update on these special animals. I hope everyone's enjoying their snakes and socialising with them and enjoying them. They're not just breeding machines, they're real loving animals that we can bond with, and we should bond with them in my opinion, but we do it in a very respectful and gentle way. So look forward to everyone joining us later tonight for the live show, and obviously we're going to have that every week on Saturday night 10 till 12. Please feel free to join us. If you can't make it, do feel free to watch the show later, because it will be available, and we shall catch you all next time. So it's goodbye from me, goodbye from these beautiful snakes. As you can see, this one wants to come out and explore. It's interesting, he doesn't want to go back to his hide. He's more interested in exploring his territory. It's interesting behaviour, and he's as calm as anything. He's moving nice and calmly and slowly, and he's just exploring his environment. Now we've got a couple of minutes left on the video. Let's just study and see what he does and see where he goes. And you can see how these hatchlings, these particular four are very docile, and they're not stressed by the environment. They don't appear to be, and they just are interested in exploring their territory. A little bit of tongue flicking, which is what they do to see what's going on. I've got a feeling he's wanted to come out completely. He's doing it very slowly and cautiously, which is understandable, but he's showing signs that he wants to explore and he wants to see what is outside his immediate environment. And I think it does them the world of good for them to have the freedom to move, and for us not to rush them and keep them constrained in one area for too long. So I do like my snakes to come out and enjoy some time with us, enjoy the facility. I haven't got round to building the play area. It is in my goals to do. I've been so busy I just can't get to it right now, but I do want to get to it in the new year. It's one of my goals. So I think we shall put this little fella back, although I'm tempted to leave the camera just to study his behaviour. Slow, cautious moves, but he's moving without feeling, what's the word? You know when a snake wants to run away quickly from you? That tends to be a little bit of a panic mode. This guy's exploring and he's chilled. No heavy panting, no heavy breathing. Literally just enjoying, having some time, playing in the facility. And this is what I want to do when I build my playground. I'll be building it big enough for the bigger snakes as well as the small snakes. I might have a small playground for the small snakes, I might have a big one for the bigger snakes. I haven't decided yet. But that's where we're going. It will be an experiment and it will cover a lot of animals. I'm not going to just do the one animal. I'm going to do it on about 20 different animals of 160, and I'm going to gauge and study behaviour, see how they do, see if they thrive, see if they go the other way, and obviously reevaluate my plans. But it is early days on this experiment for us, but I mean just literally letting them play on this play area here. You can see now the snake has completely left its rub. It wants to come to me, it's not fleeing from me, so that shows me the confidence of the snake. If he saw me as a predator, he'd be going the opposite direction. And look, he actually wants a bridge. Now if I put my hand underneath, let's see whether he'll be worried or whether he'll use that as a building block. You want to come? You can come if you want. So again, respecting the agency of the snake, giving them options. He may not want to come, or he may see this as an opportunity to bond with me. So there we go, look, he's coming towards me. So I'm not forcing his will here, he's choosing to come to me. He's using my hand as a bridge. Beautiful animal. Now we get a nice close-up of his head stamp now. I can actually get it in focus. I think it's focusing on the material below, which we are going to be using later in the series. So there we go, we've only got a minute left now, so you can see here that this is the behaviour. I'm going to lift my hand up a little bit and just see where he wants to go. There you go. There we go. Hello fella. Are you a little sweetheart? Are you gorgeous? You're lovely, aren't you? Now if I can focus in on the snake, it would be nice. And there you have an animal that is doing well and likes to spend time with me. Came to me, no major issues when I picked him up. He came on to me, and I think that just shows how lovely these animals can be as we learn to socialise with them and respect them, and they can give us a lot of love back. Absolutely beautiful. Well, have a great weekend, and hopefully we'll see you tonight. And the film's just about to end. I'll let it naturally end. Stay with this guy. There we go. Absolutely stunning. and we shall see you hopefully tonight. Take care.